XRP, Japan just made it official. Please read the disclaimer. Hello, beautiful people. Shalom, moneymakers. We got the latest and the greatest crypto news. So we talked about this morning about XRP. We talked about the crypto market, but we also talked about how the president of the United States of America, President Trump, said that he was going to do some things, but he didn't do them because he was asked very nicely by some heads of state. And I told you guys it's all about the yields. But now it's coming out that several Gulf country officials from nations President Trump claimed urged him not to strike Iran, said that they were unaware of the imminent attack plan he described per the Wall Street Journal. So maybe he was like, hey, I need to use you guys in order to say I'm going to do something, but not do something. And then it will potentially help the yields come down, right? So we'll see. But right now, the U.S. bond market isn't doing that great. The U.S. Treasury yield just spiked to 5.186, highest level since 2007. Holy smokus, right? The U.S. 20-year Treasury yield, 5.2, highest since 2023. So the 20-year has been high previously, but 2007 for the 30-year, wow, right? The U.S. 10-year Treasury yield just surged to 4.66, the highest since January of 2025, and the 2-year is at 4.11, highest since February 2025. Mortgages, credit cards, auto loans, and businesses' borrowing costs are all about to get even more expensive, and this is, adding on to the fact that gas is getting more expensive. So think about this: you have a company right now that, let's say, they need to bring in stuff to sell, right? But to transport it costs them more money because gasoline now is more high. They also took out a big loan in order to purchase all of this stuff, right? Depending on what kind of business it is. And that is going to cost them more. So what is going to happen? They're going to have to raise prices and more inflation. And then what does the Fed do? So all this situation is kind of tricky. That's why Trump is so eminent every single time to get these bonds, these treasury yields down under certain levels, because if not, it could affect inflation even more. It could be bad for the economy, potential recession. He doesn't want that dark mark on his second presidency, right? So this will be very interesting to see how all of this plays out. And of course, all of this puts pressure on the crypto market, right? The stock market is doing okay today, a little bit up, a little bit down, was down more, then recovered a little bit. You will get that on the stock channel, right? If you haven't yet subscribed to that. A mix, some are down, some are up, some were down big, some recovered. So a little bit flippity floppity. Crypto market XRP is at 136. So again, the lowest points that it's been in a while, basically since the beginning of May, where we dropped all the way down to 134. We haven't been under 134 since mid-April. So we'll see potentially what will happen here. Can the crypto market recover? Again, it's not just XRP. Look at where, Ethereum is where it was at April 6, somewhere around that. So if you look just on that, right, XRP is doing better. And Bitcoin is holding, where it was May 1st also. So Bitcoin is holding a little bit better, but it did go to the bottom of the stochastic RSI. So also XRP is getting to that level. So we could see a recovery. But again, as always, I don't know what the price action of the crypto market, what the price action of XRP is going to be day to day. As always, not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence before you decide to invest. Very, very important. It's not just the US market. Japan's 10-year government bond yield also surged above 2.8 for the first time in history. Truly one of the most insane charts here. Look at it, it went parabolic, and this is not great, right? But it, you don't want to see this. You guys hear like noises in the background, it's my kids. They're horsing around. The big ones are horsing around. They're 10 and 8, so they're probably wrestling. So this will potentially be affecting the whole world. Of course, the Japanese have invested in the global markets significantly for the past 10, 15 years because they had low interest rates. And we could see the Japan carry trade start getting tighter and tighter and tighter. And the question is, will this implode, right? So again, there's a lot of risks right now on the crypto market, on the stock markets, and it's interesting. But on the flip side, Japan just made it official, and Japan opened the door for foreign stablecoins, including RLUSD, starting June 1st, so only a 2 weeks, right? Qualifying overseas stablecoins can potentially operate under Japan's electronic payment framework instead of being treated like securities. Wow. In simple terms, Japan is creating legal clarity for foreign stablecoins. Stablecoins are being positioned for real financial uses and payments. Regulatory uncertainty is decreasing for global issuers. This could strengthen long-term expansion path for regulated stablecoins like RLUSD. And this potentially could be good for XRP. Now, I don't know if you've been to Japan. If you haven't, go, right? That's go, right? It's cheap now because the yen is weak, right? The Japanese, very interestingly, don't really use electronic payments that much. If you've been to Japan, I've been twice, they mostly, the Japanese, you can always pay with credit card or tap, right? But the Japanese themselves are just, they use cash. Whereas in China, they made everybody, there's almost no cash. Everybody is with either Face, Palm, or WeChat, or other Alipay. And Japan, they're not really there yet. And so this change could be significant for Japan and could shift them into a different type of payment structure, payment, what's the word I'm looking for? I forgot. Let me know in the comment section, what word am I looking for? It's something that, you get used to, and then people do it like naturally. I can't think of it now. I know you guys love to let me know what word I'm missing. This could still be tricky here. Although Trump came out and said that he is postponing, he didn't really say until when. And he says it's coming soon. He says maybe Friday, maybe Saturday, maybe next week. So it could be 2-3 days or possibly early next week. He's given us, a wishy-washy answer there. I think he's opening it up to postpone it more while he sees what the yields are doing and what the Iranians agree upon or not agree upon. So he doesn't want to put a hard date because he's seen in the past that when he puts a hard date, he has to give excuses to why he didn't do what he said he was going to do. And we all know it's the yields. He can jump around it and not say that, but we all know that that's the reason. I should have gone on to poly markets and right, and because of the yields, right? I knew it. And also, this could be interesting because NATO is discussing potentially deploying troops into the Strait to help pass through the waterway, if not reopen early July. And then that could potentially affect the prices of oil. And like we said, it's back over 100, and that could affect, with the yields, with inflation, that could affect everything. So that will be interesting. Silver, interestingly, is down today, another 4.3% and down to 74. Gold also pulling back. So the world is risking off, right? Maybe because, maybe ceasefire continues. Interesting situation there. That was the precious metals. That's what I wanted to talk about. As always, don't forget to smash the like button. Check out the links in the description down below. If you're interested, some of those are affiliate links. We have our partners, BTCC. If you're interested, check them out. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you next time. And like I always say, let's make a lot of money.